Simple. Hey everyone, welcome back to Money Made Simple. If you're earning too much to contribute directly to a Roth IRA, you've probably heard whispers about the Backdoor Roth IRA. Maybe it sounds confusing. Maybe someone told you it's risky or that the IRS watches this strategy like a hawk. Well, today we're clearing up all the confusion. I'm going to show you exactly what the Backdoor Roth IRA is, how it actually works, who should use it, and most importantly, how to avoid the costly mistakes that trip people up. Here's the truth. This isn't some shady loophole. It's a completely legal strategy built right into the tax code. And when done correctly, it's one of the most powerful tools available to high-income earners. So let's break it down step by step. What actually is a backdoor Roth? Despite the sneaky-sounding name, there's nothing secretive about this strategy. There's no special account, no hidden form, no gray area. It's simply a two-step process. Make a non-deductible contribution to a traditional IRA convert. That money to a Roth IRA, that's it. And here's why it works. The IRS has income limits on direct Roth IRA contributions, but they do not have income limits on Roth conversions. This distinction is intentional. Congress explicitly allows conversions regardless of income. This wasn't an accident or oversight. It's by design. So the backdoor Roth is simply a way for high earners to access the incredible tax benefits of a Roth IRA by following the rules that exist, as long as it's done correctly. Who should use a backdoor Roth and who shouldn't? Not everyone should do a backdoor Roth just because they can. Let's talk about when it makes sense and when it doesn't. It's a great fit if you're over the Roth IRA income limits, but still want tax-free growth for retirement. Your retirement savings are mainly in employer plans like a 401k, meaning you don't have large traditional IRA balances complicating things. You have a long time horizon before retirement. The real power of a Roth is decades of tax-free compounding. You're already maxing out other tax-advantaged accounts. The backdoor Roth adds diversification to an already solid foundation. It may not be right if you have large pre-tax balances in traditional SEP or simple IRAs. This triggers the Pro-Rata rule, which can make your conversion partially taxable. More on this in a moment. You need near-term access to your money. Roth accounts are designed for long-term growth, not short-term savings. You're in a very high tax bracket with complicated conversion mechanics. It might create unnecessary taxes or crowd out better strategies. You expect to be in a much lower tax bracket in retirement? Paying taxes now might not be the smartest move. Bottom line, the backdoor Roth isn't universal, it's situational. The goal isn't just to get money into a Roth, it's to do it in a way that actually improves your long-term tax picture. How to do it step by step. When done cleanly, the backdoor Roth process is actually very straightforward. Step 1. Open the right accounts. You need a traditional IRA to make the initial contribution and a Roth IRA to receive the conversion. The Roth can be brand new or one you already have, doesn't matter. Step 2. Make a non-deductible contribution. Contribute up to the annual IRA limit, around $7,500 for 2026, depending on age, to your traditional IRA. Key detail: you do not take a tax deduction for this. You're intentionally putting after-tax dollars into the account. Step 3, convert to Roth. Convert that money from your traditional IRA to your Roth IRA. Many people do this immediately, same day or next day. When done cleanly, the tax impact is minimal or even zero. Important note on timing. Timing matters less than you think. What's most important is making the non-deductible contribution, properly reporting the conversion. Making sure nothing else interferes with the process. For most people with a clean setup, it really is this simple. But complications arise when you have other IRA balances, which brings us to the Pro-Rata rule, the Dar-1 mistake. This is the rule that turns a simple backdoor Roth into, wait, why am I paying taxes? Here's the core idea. The IRS doesn't let you cherry pick which after-tax dollars you're converting if you have other traditional IRA balances. In their eyes, all your IRA balances get combined into one bucket: traditional IRAs, SEP IRAs, and simple IRAs. In plain English, you cannot isolate just your after-tax dollars for conversion. If you have any pre-tax IRA money anywhere, your conversion becomes partially taxable. The taxable portion is based on the ratio of pre-tax to after-tax across all your IRA accounts. Real example, let's say you contribute $7,500 to a traditional IRA, non-deductible, and convert it to a Roth. Simple, right? But you also have $50,000 in an old SEPI IRA from a past business. Here's your total picture. Pre-tax IRA money, $50,000 after-tax contribution, $7,500 total IRA bucket, 50 cents, $7,500. Your pre-tax percentage is 86.96%. So when you convert $7,500, only 13%, 978, is tax-free, about 87%, 6,522, is taxable as ordinary income. Even though you put in $7,500 of after-tax money, you still owe taxes on most of the conversion because of the pro-rata rule. Two important clarifications. Employer retirement plans don't count. Your 401k, 403b, or TSP are not included in the pro-rata calculation. This is about where your money sits, not how many accounts you have. The IRS looks at your total IRA balances regardless of how they're divided. How to clear existing IRAs before a backdoor Roth. Here's the key insight. You don't fix the pro-rata rule during the conversion. You fix it before the contribution. Once the conversion happens, the IRS looks backward at your entire IRA picture, so the planning has to happen upfront. Common strategy: roll pre-tax IRAs into an employer 401k. If your employer plan allows roll-ins, you can move pre-existing IRA balances into your 401k. This removes them from the pro-rata calculation because the rule doesn't consider employer plans. Benefits: clears the deck for clean backdoor Roths, simplifies your financial life, fewer accounts to manage. Make sure you actually like your employer's 401k option, investment choices, fees, etc. before doing this. For self-employed, solo 401k. A solo 401k is especially powerful here. You can roll existing IRA balances into it, clearing the runway for future backdoor Roth contributions. Pro tip: if backdoor Roths are part of your long-term plan, generally avoid setting up SEP or SIMPLE IRAs. They count toward the pro-rata rule and complicate things. If you already have them, don't worry, you can fix it. Just be intentional going forward. Forms and reporting. Form 86006. Explain the form you need is Form 8606. It's just a tracking form that records after-tax money moving through your IRA. You file it any year you make a non-deductible contribution to a traditional IRA, convert money to a Roth IRA, why it matters. This form prevents double taxation. It tells the IRS which dollars have been taxed and which haven't, so your conversion is reported correctly. The IRS doesn't guess, they follow what you report, so the burden is on you. But as long as Form 8606 is filed properly, your after-tax basis is tracked year to year. Nothing gets lost. You don't need to memorize it or overthink it. Tax software and professionals handle this routinely. Just make sure it's filed accurately when required. Common timing questions. Can you contribute and convert on the same day? Yes, there's no waiting period. Many people do this. Can you do this every year? Absolutely. You can do a backdoor Roth annually as long as you're eligible and it aligns with your plan. Can you do it early in the year? Yes. Many people prefer this because it gives their money more time to compound. Can you do it late in the year? Yes, but keep it simple. You can contribute in one year and convert in another, but it's usually best to keep both in the same year to simplify reporting and avoid taxable growth. Does the step transaction doctrine apply? No. This is a general IRS principle that says if you do multiple steps as part of one pre-planned move, they can treat it as a single transaction. But the IRS has allowed backdoor Roths for years, and Congress has repeatedly acknowledged them. As long as you follow the process, you're fine. Investment strategy inside the backdoor. Roth before conversion. Keep the money in cash in your traditional IRA. You want to avoid growth before the conversion because any gains become taxable. After conversion, once it's in the Roth, then you invest. From that point forward, all growth is tax-free. And that's the whole point. Your Roth IRA is the highest value tax real estate you own. It's usually the best place for long-term, growth-oriented assets because the IRS no longer participates in the upside. Backdoor Roth versus Mega Backdoor Roth. These sound similar but are completely different. Backdoor Roth, what we're discussing. IRA based. Uses non-deductible traditional IRA contributions. Limit 7,500 year 2026. Broadly available to high earners. Mega Backdoor Roth 401k based. Requires specific employer plan features. Much higher contribution limits. Far less common. This video is about the traditional backdoor Roth IRA only. Common mistakes to avoid. 1. Forgetting. Form 8606. Without this form, the IRS has no record of your after-tax basis. This can lead to your dollars being taxed twice. 2. Ignoring existing IRAs. People focus on this year's contribution and forget about old SEP or simple IRAs lurking in the background. That's when the pro-rata rule creates surprise tax bills. 3. Triggering taxable growth. If you invest the money in the traditional IRA and it grows before conversion, the growth becomes taxable. Keep it in cash until after the conversion. 4. Assuming tax software will handle everything. Software is only as good as the information you give it. Double-check your numbers, especially around basis. 5. Creating a SEP IRA without realizing the impact. SEP IRAs are great accounts, but they count toward your total IRA balance and can block clean backdoor Roth strategies. Be mindful when setting up accounts. When a backdoor Roth may not be worth it. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Skip it if you expect to be in a much lower tax bracket in retirement. Paying taxes now might not make sense. You need flexibility more than tax-free growth. Roth accounts are for long-term savings, not short-term goals like buying a house. You already have heavy Roth exposure. Tax diversification matters. Having pre-tax and taxable assets gives you flexibility in retirement. You can't cleanly manage the pro-rata rule. Forcing a backdoor Roth can create more friction than benefit. Remember, the Roth isn't the goal. The goal is controlling when and how you pay taxes. A well-balanced mix of Roth, pre-tax, and taxable accounts gives you the most flexibility in retirement. How the backdoor Roth fits into your bigger tax strategy. The backdoor Roth makes the most sense when you see it as part of a long-term strategy, not a one-off tactic. It works hand in hand with future Roth conversions in low-income years, early retirement, career transitions, gap years before Social Security. Reducing RMD pressure, required minimum distributions from traditional accounts can be huge if all your money is there. IRMAA planning, lower taxable income in retirement can mean lower Medicare premiums. Estate planning, Roth accounts have no RMDs during your lifetime, and heirs can take distributions tax-free, though they must withdraw within 10 years. The biggest benefit? Tax diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your assets across Roth, traditional, and taxable accounts for maximum flexibility. Final thoughts. The backdoor Roth is about understanding the rules and structuring your accounts appropriately. When done right, it's one of the most powerful financial moves you can make. When your account structure is clean, the backdoor Roth is simple. You can repeat it every year, and it's incredibly effective. So let me know. Are you doing backdoor Roths now? Is this something you want to start in the future? What questions do you still have? Drop a comment below. And if you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe to Money Made Simple for more videos like this every week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.